Hi, my name is Susan Stewart, and I made this quilt, which I call Tulip Fire, and it won the Bernina Award for Best Machine Workmanship here at Paducah, and I'm thrilled. I'll tell you a little bit about the quilt. First of all, I pieced the background. It's made, the background, the ivory fabrics are a silk cotton blend by Robert Kaufman called Radiance, and I really like working with the fabric. And those are the only fabrics on the quilt, are those ivory colors. All of the color is machine embroidery. All the tulips and the pretty scrolly designs are all thread. I didn't digitize the designs. Those are commercially available from Zunt Designs. You can get those online. They do them very well, and I then did the rest of the quilt. The overall design of the quilt is my original design, and the quilting is free motion quilted. That's my design also. So back to the quilt. The background is pieced. You may be able to see 3 different shades of ivory here in a sort of a starburst pattern. So the first thing I did was piece that background. Now, silk fabric, it's a silk cotton blend, but it can still be a little bit slithery, and so I spray starch it first. It does make a little bit of water spots, like silk fabric does, but after it's soaked out many times down the line, many months down the line, the water spots all disappear with soaking. So starching silk fabric helps a little bit if you're going to be able to wash it. So the background was pieced in that starburst pattern. Then there's a circle of lace on here. It's a purchased lace, a French cotton lace that I shaped into a circle and stitched down. Then I did the machine embroidery over top of the piecing and the lace. That's through the quilt top only, not through the batting and the backing. These designs are also machine embroidery. The lighter squares have double needle pin tucks in them. It's 2 needles in a single shaft. You thread with 2 spools of thread, and then when you stitch a straight stitch, it makes a little ridge in the fabric, so it's a very textural thing. So I have rows of pin tucks going this way, rows of pin tucks going this way, so they crisscross in the center. And then I did a circle with gold metallic thread. This was a decorative stitch on the machine that I combined in a circle and then stitched with the embroidery machine. So I didn't just turn the fabric to stitch it. I did it in a hoop, the same way that I did the big tulips and the scroll designs. Let's see. The corner triangles were done the same as the center, and then it was pieced in a starburst design. Then the lace was shaped on there. Then the embroidery was stitched on there. I like superimposed patterns. And so the subtle background then has the circles and then the embroidery on the top of that. Then after the whole top was embroidered, I quilted it. I layered it. I used wool batting and a cotton print backing, which we'll look at in just a few minutes. The quilting is all free motion. I quilt with a sit-down machine. I push the fabric. I'm a fabric pusher, not a frame machine where you move the long arm machine around. So all of the quilting is free motion. I like doing these little circles. I don't know if you can zoom in and get those. I've used these on a number of quilts before, little 5-petaled flowers. And the way that I do those is they're partially marked. I mark a circle for each flower and a dot in the center. So say for this line of circles, I get out a variety of glasses and lids and spool bottoms. So I have a bunch of different size circles, not high tech at all there. And I draw circles so that they touch, and then just eyeball a dot in the center of each circle. Then to quilt it, I quilt, let me take this off. I quilt around in the center, a small circle in the center, then I go out and quilt my 5 little petals. Then I go back in and do the detail work inside each petal. Then when I get finished with that, I travel along one of the petals, go to the outside of my circle, go into the next circle, stitch a circle around there, do my 5 petals, do the detail work, and I can do a chain of flowers that will go all the way around the quilt like that. Then I go back and echo those flowers. These flowers are stitched with bright yellow thread. You can only see that if you're very close. It's a really fine thread. Superior Thread's kimono silk thread. It's a 100 thread. It's very, very fine. So there's just a real hint of yellow in those flowers. Another element of the quilting that I used on this were the little circles in the 1/2-inch sashing that I put between the main elements of the quilt. And these are just little circles that I quilt like this and then back like that. So circles are a unifying theme in the quilt. I have the lace circles, I have the little embroidery circles, I have the little tiny quilted circles, and then overall the embroideries within this central area, these curved tulips, kind of form a very large circle. So we have the angular lines of the piecing, and then circles as another repeating theme throughout the quilt. The background quilting, I had to get this done in a hurry. So most of the background quilting is just little wavy lines about 1/4 of an inch apart. Within the lace circles, I did a little stippling around it, but the rest of it is just little wavy lines. Around the red scroll designs, I did echo quilting, several rows of echo quilting, and then just little straight lines, which is another, different element, which I also repeated in the corners. Several people, a lot of people have asked how I get the tulips to puff.